Good morning, sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. And today we're going to use something from the new catalog and we're going to do casing. So we're going to talk about casing. What does that mean? And I'm going to show you what that means. It's fun. It's easy to do. When people tell me they're not creative or they don't know how to start or they see something they love, like for example, this Sweet Talk. I love the envelopes you can make with the Sweet Talk die set. So, we all buy something for a reason, something we like particular and everything else. And people go, well, now what do I do with it? Well, I'm going to show you. All right. So with that, again, it's Judy Allen here in San Antonio, and we're having 70-degree weather today. In a couple of days, we'll be back in the 50s, but with that, it doesn't matter. It's still a beautiful day. So with that, we're going to get started and go down to the hands, all right? So as we look at this here, I wanted to show you here what we talk about casing. We're talking about casing somebody else's project or casing a design from the catalog or so forth. So today, we're going to case this design from the catalog. And you can say, well, how do you know what it is? Well, I don't know exactly what it is. It almost looks like they put this on top of a box, but I'm not sure. But what I do know for sure is that here is a list of cardstocks that they recommend with this suite. So I know that they have used Highland Heather cardstock here. I know that they've used Highland Heather cardstock here to cut out this, and I'll show you in the die set. This is actually cut out through the paper, and I'll show you that. And this is actually Designer Series paper with this set. As you can see right here, here's the paper here. And I can even show you from here. This heart here was cut out of this paper right here. And I'm going to show you how they did that too. And this, I just dissect. And this is actually a tag that's in the die set. And then we see that they used ribbon. So what it means casing is we're going to do exactly this. Now I might not have the box because I'm just guessing that's a box they have there. But we can be pretty darn close just doing it on cardstock, okay? So this is what I have. I have already cut, we're going to show you the notepad in a minute. So I have already cut out the square that we're going to put. I've done this instead on a 3x6 piece of cardstock. So we're going to make a 3x3 card that I have a few peeps that love to make 3x3 cards. And this is what we're going to start with. We're going to keep it simple. And we're just going to wrap it. See, we're just going to put it here and we get the same look. Might not be on top of a box, but we get the same look, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to turn around. We're going to take this ribbon and we're going to wrap it around and we're going to make a bow. And I'm just going to allow myself a little extra ribbon because they don't tell me how much ribbon. I'm guesstimating based on this, right? So when I'm making and I'm casing somebody, I'm guessing because I don't have the exact same thing. So you could either case from the catalog like I am right now, and almost try to give myself a little bit more extra ribbon than that. Or maybe you go online and you see somebody else has done a project and you're going to make you're just going to copy the project they make because you just love it so much. That's fine. It's just called casing the project, okay? So on this particular thing here, I'm just going to divide the ribbon in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a glue dot back here. Here's how pretty the paper is back here. They would look just as beautiful, but we're casing at the moment. Because I like to show you how to case, because people say, I have people that always say, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what I'm going to do with it, or, I'm just not sure how to do it. Let me get 2 dots off of here. So I'm going to show you. I just put a dot on one end and I'm going to put a glue dot on the other, and all that's going to do for me is I do this ribbon in half. It just holds it still for me because for whatever reason I can't hold the ribbon still in my hand, and that's fine. So I'm just put glue dots back here and they're going to do the job for me. They're going to be hidden. I did not get 2 dots there. So it's going to be hidden, and that's okay too. And I'm going to put that aside because I'm going to show you what I did there. So it's not rocket science, all right? So sometimes people make it out to rocket science. It's not. They make it, that's one thing I love about Stampin' Up. I say they encourage you to case things. They try to make it as easy as possible for you to go out there. Now, I'm going to take this down. And they just make it easy for you to go out there. So if you're sort of stumped and you're thinking, I don't know what I want to do today or whatever, just go case something for the catalog. Or this particular case, I got this new die set, stamp set in, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to case it. I don't have to go invent anything today. I'm just going to go case it. And let's see, maybe a little more here. And that's what I did. I thought, you know, let me just show people how to case. It's a new year. Show you how to simplify things if you're not sure what you want to do. Nobody's going to come hunt you down. They know they case. They encourage you to case. You know, they encourage you to case from other people, and they encourage people to share. It's all about, what is it all about? It's all about creating together, sharing, and giving a card to somebody. So from here, I will make my bow. Now I am actually going to also use some string, and I'm not going to be ready to use it right this moment, so we'll have to decide how we want to do it. Let's see here. I think I always take the lower one. That's what I do. Alright, so I'm just going to make my bow, and I'll be finished with the bow. And then I can adhesive it down if I want to, or I don't. Let's see how it comes out first. It doesn't come out right the first time I want to do it. No, I did it wrong. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to leave it for the moment, okay? And come back and correct that. Alright, so all we've done here is, you can see this is exactly how it is on the card. And all I did is, this is a die cut. Alright, I didn't have to go do anything fancy. It's a die cut right here. And then I've got my two hearts. This is a die cut also. And this is actually die cut from the paper. And I'll show you the paper if I knock everything over. I sit there and just die cut from here. You just put the die on here. I actually use a Post-it note to hold it down, and I run it through the machine, roll it through, and it cuts it out. So that's all that's done here. So that's basically it. So I'm going to actually just put this down. This actually has some ribbon, it looks like they got through here. If you look on here, it looks like some little white string there. That's fine. I have string. My paper pumpkin. Whoop, whoop. Alright, so all I'm going to do is thread it through here. It looks like they did. I don't know exactly what they did on the back there. You can look and see the string. You can easily just do this in here like this. I like to just go ahead and tie a knot on mine. I can always trim it later if I want to. But it just keeps everything from just being sort of hanging out there, flapping around on me as I try to create, right? So now what I would do, I don't know exactly what they did here, but I do know this is secure down. So I'm going to put this secure down. I don't know what they did exactly with the tags. That's okay. Here's your opportunity to do whatever you want to with them. We're going to figure out what I'm going to do with them here in a minute. But the main thing is I'm going to at least get it cased. My hearts aren't going to be exact because I didn't match the hearts up, but that's okay. But I'm going to put it right here where it looks like it's about. And maybe that last heart they put it on dimensional. The first heart looks pretty flat from here. So basically when I go and case something, I dissect it. Basically like I did a frog in biology class, you know. You just sort of dissect it and say, hey, what did they do? What I think they did. Not for sure, but I think this is what was done. And then you just do it. So on the heart, I'm just going to put the heart on here, and I'm going to give it a little dimensional there. Now it looks like they stamped the heart, so they do have a stamp. You're cute. And this is the stamp right here, and I could have gone and stamped on that heart. It's already there in white, but I chose not to. So there's a little bit different from the casing that I didn't do. And I'll position it about the same. Okay, so look about the same. You be the judge. Alright, so the only thing I have to do is secure down this right here. And I think I'm just going to do it with the glue dot with the strings underneath the bow. That would be the easiest for me. And I would tell you to do whatever is the easiest for you. Okay, because you're going to give this card away. So it's really not going to be seen per se because it'll be hidden under the ribbon. But you want to make sure it's hidden under the ribbon, right? So just make sure it's hidden under the ribbon. And my ribbon will stick to that too in a minute. And then I can come back through and trim this off. Or I can tuck it under or whatever I want to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. But let me untie this bow and get this bow right. And we'll be done with this. And we'll trim it off. And then we will have our cased project finished from the first one. Now the beauty of this is you're not limited to a card. You're never limited to a card. The only person limiting you to a card only is you. This is easily can be made into a 3D. I'm going to show you that as I mess around with my bow. And I might just sort of quit and get my bow back a little bit later. I did a lot of extra ribbon. So see, but they had their ribbon extra too. They had it going beyond the card. So I am too. I'm just going to trim it up a little bit. I might have to come back and mess with it a little bit more, but I'm not going to invest a lot more time right now to get that bow exactly the way I want it. But see, then from here, because I've already got this down with the glue sticks, I would just cut it off, the glue dot, alright? And it's not going anywhere. But looky there. And granted, their bow looks a lot better than mine, but we have cased the project, okay? We've cased the project. And, oh, yes, I see you out there. Please be sure to say hi, or if you do a replay, let me know that, and so forth on. We'd like to at least say hi back to you if we can. And we definitely, hi Lourdes. And we sit there and like to say hi back if we can. And then also we like to give away prizes too. Definitely we do that at the end of the month. Alright, so if I have to mess with this some more, I will, because my bow is not quite as pretty as theirs, but it's okay. It's a pretty bow, and I can mess with it a little bit more, but it's done. Now, what's nice about this is it looks like they had theirs on a box, and you know what? If I had any of the Valentine candy boxes, I would put this on front of the box, but I don't. But for example, this is just a 3x3 we did with the gingerbread before, but look how easily you can put that on top of here and stuff this with candy. Now, see, I have a Peep. He is cute and adorable, and he doesn't eat hard candy or anything yet, but I could put marshmallows in there for him, and he is definitely cute. I can also easily make this as a cover. I'd have to have some more wraparound paper to wrap around it, but look how pretty that would be just even for a cover to give it somebody as a gift on top of the Post-it notes. Alright, so those are easy 3D projects you can give away from what we just made and just modify a little. Alright, now let's go on to the next one. The next one is this one here. Just gonna move this over, and we're not using ribbon this time. Alright, so the next one that I'm gonna case is this here. But I'm really not casing it per se, because you're gonna find out that I'm actually doing it different. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. And then we will show you back for what they did and what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna set this aside so I can move all these little hearts I've already pre-cut out and everything else out of the way. Okay, in this particular case, I'll try to turn this sideways just a little bit so you can see it. Okay, you can see the color scheme and all is different. So I chose to do something different. So I've got the concept the same, but I've done some different things. So I've changed my color of cardstock. Theirs is definitely the petal pink. You can barely see it, but it's in the right behind this. This paper right here, I'm not sure because I didn't see it in this collection, but it's okay. I was going with red. So I went with red, and this is some paper that's in the collection, and I just flipped it over because this is the other side of it. And we're just going to sit there and we're going to put this down. So as you can see already, I've taken the concept, but it's like I'm going to do my own thing. So am I casing it? No, I just got inspired by it, and I got inspired to do something else. If I was going to case it, I would do it just like it is, right? The old days you might be saying you're copying somebody else, so they call it casing because they want you to sit there and do it. They want you to go and create and share and give with other people. I want you to do that too. Now I have choices here. I could just as easily do this blue, and I don't know that I put it matted right on there. I could, but I'm not really want to do that today for whatever reason. I just don't. I just do different things. I want to do mine sideways a little bit. Alright, so that's a possibility. And this is a possibility. Those are the two that I picked out for me to do because I wasn't sure. I like choices. I always like to have choices. Don't know about you, but I like to have choices. So I don't know yet. I haven't finally decided yet how I want to do this. Well, I'd rather do just the blue in here. So let's go with the blue for the second. If I decide to change my mind, I'll change my mind. Alright, now I do love these little envelopes. I have to tell you, I bought this collection because I wanted these little envelopes. It's this die cut right here, and it sets it up so that I'll put it up there so it shows you where you're going to fold. It does the indents and everything so you can see where you're going to fold. So all I have to do is fold it, and I'm going to use a glue dot to close it right there. And I was trying to think if it'd be easier for me. It might be easier for me if I chose to go ahead and put it down first with some tape on back and then do my glue dot. So let's do that first, because the bulkier it gets, it's harder to use the tape runner here, because it's really designed to go on I think, designed to go on a single sheet. I could use other options like the glue, but I really don't want to do the glue. Alright, so I am going to do like they did here. I'm going to put this diagonally, because I like that. Alright, then I'm just going to fold it. And this is cute. Cute, cute, cute. Now, when I originally looked at this and saw this, I planned on putting little notes in there to some of my favorite peeps. Just a short little note. It could be you're special, it could be I love you. It depends on the individual. And see, I've closed it. Yes. Alright, then let me get the other one down here too. Again, I've got, as you can see, I've already cut out some hearts from the die set, and I haven't finally decided everything I was going to do. But as you can see, I still have some wiggle room, because I was even contemplating whether or not to put some blue hearts down here. If I did the blue paper, I was going to do blue hearts. And this was the result of using the die when I cut out these hearts, because this is what you get left afterwards. So it's sort of like a twofer. See, I sort of like this as well too. But I wanted to be able to see the hearts, because you know what? If I sit up there and I put it behind the envelopes, you're not going to get to see very much. And that's what I wanted to be sure about. So I am going to actually just put it, I haven't decided yet. Let's put it that way. Let's go ahead and get this one down. I might have to decide later, because I really try to keep these briefer for you. If you have questions, please be sure to ask. And if you're live when we do it right now, I'll try to answer it. And if not, I'll definitely will get back to you. Let's see, I can't even tell if I put anything on there yet. Okay, I can tell now. You can see the color and see where I did that. Now this here, I actually cut out of the paper. I didn't do the cardstock. So this was cardstock, and I brought you an example of the cardstock that they recommended. And this I cut out of the paper because I just wanted a little bit different look. I wanted two different looks of envelopes. You can see theirs were exactly the same. I wanted mine different. So there you go. So I'm just going to fold it right here and fold it over. Now they've sort of got an angle, and I will do mine at an angle too. And they got the flaps open. Let's see if I can get it about the same. See, they didn't go, I actually didn't put mine as low as they did. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to do mine like this. One's taller, just a little bit taller, and I'll do it like that. Twist it just a little bit. So you can see I didn't do mine exactly like theirs. The problem is, even when I try to copy someone, I don't copy them that well. Alright, but I did go ahead, and this was cut out of the paper, and I just stamped it, because you can stamp, the stamp is made so you can do that. So that's just really just to tuck right in there, or I could just as easily, if I wanted to, tuck it in here. Okay? I don't have to make it, I can move them back and forth. Now, the thing is they did stamp this, and you can't see it from the deal there, but it's got a light faint heart on the outside. They actually do this in the petal pink, it looks like. So I went and did mine in red, since I did all my cards in red. All I'm going to do is cut this, but you can see I stamped. So this was the first stamp with the real red. I just stamped it. Here's the stamp. I just stamped it with the real red. Here's the second stamp off, and here's the third stamp off. And I really like this better because you can really see the words better. I mean, this one would fly. There's no way it would work here, so I would have to do something else there. In this particular case, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut this, because I'm going to have to cut it down to the envelope if I want to sort of do what they did here. And I can make it as small as I want it, or I can make it as big. The main thing is to get it on the envelope, right? It's not going to be perfectly straight. If I want to straighten it out, I can just get my cutting tool and square it off that way. Alright, so that'll work. Now see, I was thinking about putting it on this side because if I have my heart over here and I have this over here, it goes really nice with the paper. So that's what I'm going to do here, and I'm actually going to use some small dimensionals on this. Give it a little height, not a lot of height. And yeah, you can see I stamped on the back of this when I was playing around. Because I have to, I don't always visually see something. I have to like sort of work it through my mind and see what I like. And looky there. Da da da. So it's like theirs, but it's not exactly like it. Now, am I going to put hearts on it? And am I going to put blending? So you see that they've brushed some ink back here. The blending brush, it looks like. I'm not going to do that, or they could have done it with watercolor. I don't know. So I think I'm going to leave mine like this. I'm going to leave mine like this at the moment because they have no bling on theirs, and I'm going to put bling on mine. But I do like the idea of tossing hearts. And when I do stuff like this, lots of times I'll just take it and drop it. So what does that mean to you? It means that I would just literally take my hearts. Let's see here. I think I didn't tape that down yet because I wasn't sure. Let me make one last decision here. If you're out there and you have a thought, let me know what you think. Oh, so you like that really pop of color. Okay, do you like the blue, Lourdes, better than the pink? I mean, the blue, I think, makes it pop more. But, I don't know. Let me know what you think. You know what? I can make it both ways. I can make one of each. Let me know. So I just usually just drop hearts. I mean, right? It's like confetti. If I don't like the way I dropped them the first time, I know, Lourdes. So you know what? Sometimes when it's a tough call and you don't know what you really want, I end up making 2 cards, one of each. That way I don't have to make a decision and say, this is the one and only one. No, I just go make one of each. So thank you, Lourdes, for inspiring me, because it's like, I'll make one of each now. All right, so I can just throw them down, all right? So nothing magical about it. I just get them down, all right? So let's see if I could even do one over here, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the blue. Let's do the blue. It seems out of character to do Valentine's with blue. But, if you think about it, when you get those little candy boxes that's got those little hard candy boxes with the hearts in it, and they're all different colors, blue's in there. Blue's in there just as well as any other color. There's yellow and pink and purple, and so we're just going to go ahead, and I'm just going to go ahead. Now, it does not look like they have theirs on dimensionals, but I'm going to put mine on dimensionals because I can. So see? So even though you taste something or get an idea from something, make it your own. Make those changes. And I do what I want because I can. It's what I want to do. If I don't like it, then I'll go back and I'll remake it. But, that's the fun thing about creating. It is the fun thing about creating. You never know what you're going to do. Or you think you're going to do one thing and you end up changing your mind and doing something else. Alright, I'm just going to put it on here, straight across here. I've got the extra color. I'm going to use glue dots. I was going to use something else, but I'm going to use this then. And so when I tossed them around, we just sort of tossed, right? Wherever it falls, if it works. We don't want to cover up words though. Okay. Wow, that's an interesting pattern for sure, right? And I didn't get one up here. If I did one up here, let's just do one up here. It looks pretty lonely the way I did it because I put it on the other paper, which is okay. I have a heart to stick in. Where's my heart? Okay, there's my heart. I forgot. I was trying to think, why did that look so lonely? Now I know why. Okay, so I'm just going to actually flip this over. And you know what? I could just as easily put a heart right here, right? I could. Put a baby heart. And the only thing with the Tumbo glue that I just used is it's just going to take a moment for it to dry. But it's very easy. Just go like I just did just then. I'm just going to put that heart back right where I found it. Okay? It's okay if they're upside down, sideways. It's like confetti. It lands in all kind of directions. I just need a little dab. I'm just trying to get it to stay there. Now I could add bling, because that was one thing I noticed here. In fact, I'm just going to turn it sideways a little bit. Turn it the other way. Okay. One of us has got glue. Yeah, I see it's still there. Okay, there you go. And it's still stuck to me. Alright, I would tell you that I was full of static electricity, but I'm not. So, it's just the glue. Okay, so at least I got those there, and I just have this last one here, and I might just toss it over the side here. Now at this point, bling might be too much, because I've got all these little hearts everywhere. It's good, but just to show you that I had options and choices, I have red bling that could easily go as well. I have some butterflies. I love butterflies. I also have these that could go nice and be soft. I don't know. These are sort of, they're called iridescent. They do look very iridescent, and pearls would not go. I have brought some pearls, so I don't see. I'm thinking this might look a little too soft. This might look a little too much. I don't know. The red. I'm just going to do red. I'm on a red mode, so let's do a red. But we could change it around and do something else, right? We could. And I might put red on here and decide, wow, this is way too much. But I'm at least going to try it, you know? Yeah, as soon as I find my little gadget that I brought with me. I did bring my Wink of Stella. You know what I'm going to do with my Wink of Stella? Just because I can. I'm going to go in here and make this little heart here that's right behind here. Just make it a little glittery, a little sparkle. My little peeps will like that. I'll leave it there, and then I can put a little sparkle here. Wink of Stella is my friend. And I had these other hearts I thought I was going to do something with. Ooh, I got 2 hearts on me. We do everything in odd numbers, so I didn't do that with the hearts, though, did I? Well, I guess if you count the bigger heart, but okay, that is stuck to me because I've got like, there we go. Alright, oh yeah. Nothing ever wrong with a little bling, right? Okay, so I got that Tombow glue on my fingertip there. Alright, looky there. I just added a little sparkle. I didn't overtake it. I could easily do another blue. I even have another blue one. I'm not sure I'd put it at the moment, but I could, right? So I'll think about it. I don't have to at the moment. So here we go. Here's my second card. So you can see where, and we've sort of cased the magazine, but not exactly. But what I want to show you also is this can easily be sized up to be put in one of the acetate cards like this, and you could stuff candy in here. I goodness knows I've stuffed candy or anything else you want to in there. The other thing I did when I did the 12 Days of Christmas is I used a notepad, and you could easily size this to a 4x6 and put it over the notepad here, and that would be a nice little gift also. So I wanted to show you at least some 3D gifts that you can make. So let's take a look at what we finished here. Here is the catalog. Here is, we didn't exactly case this. We sort of created our own here. And let me find what I did with the little card that we made already. It's hanging tough somewhere right here. If I buried it, here we go, I buried it. I didn't finish the bow. You can see my bow isn't like their bow, but I'll work on it. Okay, so there you go. We have our 2 cards. So you can see, I hope that you can see today that casing can be fun and easy. All you're doing is copying something else and making the exact same thing the best you can from best that you can analyze what they've done. Sometimes people give you instructions and you have all the details there too. But it's just very easy to case from the catalog. If you're stumped, you say, hey, I want to make something today, but I just don't know what I want to make, and you want to be inspired, go case something. Or go take a look at something that's already been made in the catalog and make something very similar. But that's what makes it all fun, all right? We don't have to be rocket scientists when we go and have fun. It's to go out there and create, share, be able to talk and visit with one another, and also to give it away to someone. So now my tough decision is how many more cards of each of those I'm going to make so that I can give to somebody else, right? Because I've got a lot of peeps and I'm going to have to make some cards. So I hope you enjoyed today. If you did, be sure to like and share and subscribe to our Facebook page and also our YouTube. We'd appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you next week for Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.